these here. Okay, as you see, they all come with the tops and flaps. This here is what it is. Okay, it says 4 pieces, but if you think about the 4 pieces, since you're only using the lids, you technically have 8 pieces, and you can pick this up from Walmart for about $4. Okay, for about $4. Don't forget to have your sticker paper. And your X-Acto knife to be able to cut. And your foam board. Okay, foam board. Because that's where we are going to put it at, is on our foam board. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys how I would take and add one of these to the foam board. So that way you can know how to be able to put your paper up on the foam board as well. Okay, I'm going to utilize the one that I already have printed. So that way you guys can be able to know. Let me move my laptop out the way. Oh, I can't set that on there. Okay, so now I have that out the way. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to apply it to the foam board. Okay. So let me turn you around. I'm going to bring you here to my foam board. And then I'm going to take the one that I have already did, that I showed you guys before. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. So now that you know how to do that part, so once you have your foam board and you just have it cut in half, you're just going to take, sorry about that, and apply it. You can use your hand, you can use a squeegee, or whatever it is that you need to use to make it be able to go flat. Okay. So I'm just going to take and just apply this onto here. Like I said, you can use your hand to make it go flat, or you can use a squeegee. Okay. Just lift up on that side right there. Okay. So now I'm just going to take all the bubbles out. There we go. Now we have no bubbles. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is, if you can't get a straight line just by using your hand, what I would suggest is let me grab something real quick. Okay, so I just grabbed this so I can stick underneath it here, because I want to make sure I don't ruin my table. So I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm just going to line it up. I think I might go from the top first. Yeah, it seems like it's crooked, but we're going to see. We're going to do our first cut. Oh, then it goes into the trash. It just depends on how much you are going to, what you're going to stuff inside of these. Like for instance, like when I go to do the other one, for Will You Marry Me, I will include my ring pop box, which is $10. And so I'm going to take in consideration for my ring pop box that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to take in consideration for the paper. I'm going to take in consideration for my ink, for which I had to use to be able to print. And then also for the foam board, for which you have to purchase. So what I would suggest is if you want to go the route that's going to be less expensive for you, so that way you can be able to generate a good amount of revenue, I would literally say to get your own foam board, and you can get a good amount of cuts out of the foam board if you do the 8.5 by 11. Okay. But for a base price, I would start off at like $15, just depending on what you're going to include in there. But you can have these priced all the way up, because if you want to put some high-end products, then you'll put high-end products inside of there, and it will cost a little bit more. So it's just all based upon what it is that you want to place inside. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. I'm going to take my blade, and I hope that my blade is good and it's not going to be bad, because you always want to make sure you have a good blade. And I'm just going to press down, and I'm just going to cut. Okay, that was a good cut going across there. Now I'm going to do the same thing here on the bottom. And I'm going to follow the way that my white line is, so that way if it's not straight, then I can be able to actually make it straight, because you know sometimes things will print out of the printer and they won't be straight to your eye, but once you put it together and cut it, it is straight. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side over here as well. And I have my other side to do. Okay, now that is done. So that's literally how easy you would just stick it onto your paper here. So as you see, it's there. Everything is nice and straight. You probably thought it was going to come out crooked, but nope, it's nice and straight. And then this is what the back part looks like. It's just nice and clean. And then for this part here, what you would do when it comes to these here, and to be able to apply it onto here, as you can see, when you go, you have these extra flaps there. And then also you have the extra flaps there on top here. I don't like that personally myself. So what I like to do, good morning, Shakina, is get me some good scissors. Okay, I have my good scissors. And then, and make sure you guys can be able to see, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut. Get it started. And then I'm just going to cut that part off. These tops came from Walmart. These tops here came from Walmart. They're just the little treat boxes. This is what it looks like. It just comes from Walmart. Like I said, it says 4 pieces, as you can see down here, 4 lids and 4 bases, which technically will give you 8 of them because they are not connected together. As you can see, these are not connected. So with them not being connected together, then you just have to cut off the round. Now you could go on Amazon and you can purchase some from Amazon. If you want to purchase those ones, you can. I believe they do have a listing on there where you can get like 50 of them inside of the packaging. And I want to say, I think it's like, I don't know, maybe $20 or something. But if you are not sure that you are going to utilize them all, what I would strongly suggest is that you just go ahead and just stick with the Walmart. So I still have a little lip on here, and I want to remove that because I need everything to be flat. So I'm just going to go in and just remove the little extra lip. Trying to keep everything as flat as possible because you don't want it to be pokey to you. And you most definitely don't want it to be pokey to the people who get it. And I think that it's better off to have it flat than to have it rounded with the extra piece. I'm going to show you here in a minute how we make sure that it's good and it's not going to be poking nobody. Now you can use hot glue or you can use double-sided tape to be able to hold these down in place. With these ones here, you would just put the tape right here around the edge of it. So I'm just cutting it off because I don't want it to be a uplifted, rounded lip like it is right there. See how that part is up? You don't want that part because what you have in that part, someone can easily cut themselves with this plastic. So I'm just want to show you guys how to remove that in the best way to be able to get in. You might feel like this is tedious, like I don't want to do that, but it don't take long to cut that part off, especially if you are just focused and you are going. Okay. There's one more little part to cut off, as you see right there. We don't want that. Okay, let me go grab my little thing. Okay, so I had to go get one item that I didn't have over here, which is my lighter. Okay, you guys might be like, why you need a lighter? Well, the lighter is what I use to be able to melt my edges to where nobody is getting poked. So I just simply just strike it and just run it up the edge. And then you can feel if there are some places where you need to cut, because it won't be smooth. It will either be a lip or it'll be rough. So I utilize a lighter to keep from having those pieces. If someone wants to get a hold of this, especially a kid, and they run their fingers across it, and it would cut them. So I just do like that. And also it make it easy for the people who go to open it who's not feeling like they just cut their fingers. Okay, no, it is not going to turn it brown or black or anything like that. So as you see, I just run my finger across. And then I have a little part right here that's like lifted. But I'm just going to give some fire to it. And I'm just going to smooth it out. Just like that. Okay. And as you can see, once you do that, and you put it on the spot where you have your 6x6 marking, it fits on there just perfect. Okay, just perfect. Now, you can either put hot glue around here, or you can get you some double-sided tape that comes on a roll and just place it around here. So that way, the only thing you have to do is just peel off the other side. So let me show you this really quick. So you just take your double-sided tape. Put it up on there. And yes, I have the little skinny double-sided tape because this is the tape I use for my ring pop boxes. And then I'm just going to take and just snip it. So once you get it on there, you just snip the edge. So that way you don't have a whole bunch of extra tape stickiness that's going to be out. Okay, so I just put that right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. If you have a stapler and you want to try to staple it, then you can do that too. But I just find that the double-sided tape works pretty good. And it's not going to ruin the image like how it would be with the hot glue. Sometimes you get a hot mess with that hot glue. So I'll just go around like this. And I just cut it around the edge of my stuff. Here, do you want the code? Let me type that in real quick and then make it easy for you to search, because they have them there at Walmart. They are inside of the cooking or party section. So hold on real quick and I'm gonna pull it up. And I'm going to put the link there for those of you who need the link. Okay, for those of you who need the link. So let me just do this real quick. Straight boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Just give me a second. I'm going to drop the link right there for you. So that way y'all have that link. And they are actually $3.97. And they do have these in store. Okay, they do have them in store. So, you know, if you want a Walmart or whatever the case may be, you can go ahead and grab it and put it there for you. Okay. So here is the link right there for you, for the ones that I have purchased. I have dropped it in the comments. Okay, I dropped it in the comments, and so it's there. All right, so I'm just going to do this again here on my other sides. Like so. And this will also be easy for the people to get it, to be able to open it without fighting with that glue, hot glue that you put on there. And the double-sided tape, you can find this at any craft store. It is just rounded. You usually get like, I don't know, you're welcome. You usually get like maybe 3, 4 of them. I forget, because when I get it, I just have it. So I'm just gonna trim that, and then trim off the little extra that's sticking out. Okay, so you just do like that. That's how I do for them. And I just smush this down. Once you have this all smushed down. Okay, that's going to go on top of there. You want to make sure that you grab you some of this right here. Hello, hello, hello. See this right there? And put a little bit up in there. We're going to do like that. Okay, then you just pile it up with your goodies that you want to have up in there. So for this one here, I want to put this up in there. Okay, we have some of this right here. Okay, we have a candle that we can put up in there. So these are just some items that we can put up in here. This is just for an example for you guys. Okay, so these are some little heart-shaped puzzles that I have, and as you see that there, that is like a little ring dish, right? And so I'm just going to put this on top of there. I'm going to go ahead and set this down in there. Let's see how we're going to build this up. And so we pretty much is just going to build it up with goodies. Just build it up with goodies. Okay, this one here is 8.5 by 11. This is something you can be able to print off at home. You can be able to print this off at home. So I need to make sure I get this right as I am building. You always want to make sure that you can get, oh, what did I do with that little shot glass? Here it is. Okay, now you can put you a decorated shot glass. This shot glass, has a little dip in it. And like I said, this is just my sample pack. So that way you guys can be able to know how to put it together. And if you want to add some chocolate, then you can add some chocolate to it as well. Just want to show you guys, see how these bars, they fit in there just fine. So you don't have to worry about something not fitting, especially if you want to add candy into these tins here, into these little treat boxes. As you see, this candy bar will fit in there just fine. So I wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I'm going to put this here. Just want to make sure that everything can be able to fit right. Now, what I'm going to do is flip it over because I need to make sure that everything is sitting in there good. Let me grab a piece of hard paper. So I want to make sure that everything is fitting good. Okay, so we pretty much have everything fit in there for which we're going to put it, but we just want to straighten it out some, right? So let me go ahead and try and straighten this out. Trying to get everything put up in here without everything twisting and turning. So now there might be a few things that you want to do to keep things from moving around, and you can be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this double-sided tape, and I'm going to see if that's going to help to be able to keep my things in position for which I need them. Yes, you can sell it just by itself if you want them to be able to fill it themselves. That's the reason why you want to use the double-sided tape. Because what I would do, I would cut it out and just put your double-sided tape. And once you have your double-sided tape, then you can just send them this part and this part here. That way they can be able to fill it themselves. But this method that I'm showing you is for those of you who don't want to fill it yourself. And the people want you to fill it for them, okay? So I just put a little bit here at the bottom, and I'm hoping that that's going to hold it in position. We're not going to know until we actually get everything up in here. Like I said, this is just a sample one, so that way you guys can be able to know how to put them together. I like to try to do the trial and error for you, so that way you don't have to worry about it. So I'm just trying to stick this to see if it's going to stay in its position, because I don't want it to do a whole lot of moving, and it looks like that's not going to work. So we're going to have to just really just stuff this tight to make sure that everything does not move around if you don't want your stuff to move around. So I'm just going to tuck that there, put this here on the side and some in the back there. Okay, because we are trying to tuck it tight, right? So we have to just figure out what is the best method to get everything to be able to fit in here nice and tight. Now for this puzzle part, I might actually just take that apart and put that inside of a little baggie, so that way it's easy for it to be able to fit inside of there. So let me grab my little baggie. So we can use a little bag like this here. And I'm just going to break the puzzle apart and just put the puzzle up inside here. And no, I'm not including a picture to the puzzle. So they should know how to put a puzzle together. If ain't nobody put a puzzle together, then I don't know. Okay, so now that I have that together, I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this down. I could be able to add this over here into the back, so we can do like that. And I'm going to take and put more of this here, up inside of there, in between. Okay, that's going the right direction. Just needed to make sure that my green pop was in the right direction. Now you might be saying, that's not going to look too pretty. Yeah, well, we don't know how it's going to look until we get it all together. So I'm hoping that this fits, and that fits a lot better. So let's hold this up and see. And that is good. Let me just remove some of this out the way. There and there. Throw this up in there, and that's up in there. All right? So make sure you have all your little shredded pieces up out the way. Like so. And we can throw a little shred up here. Let me get my little hearts. You guys might be wondering, why are you putting that up in there? Well, this is just something that I like to do when I'm selling stuff like this. I just like to add little small, fun little pieces of things. Because you never know what people like to use that little stuff for. This one lady was so excited that I included little hearts inside of her stuff doing Valentine's. And also she came back to me doing wedding, and she had those little hearts. And she appreciated those little hearts more than she appreciated a little free little piece of candy. I'll tell you that. So now that I have that, let me show you guys what that's going to look like. And that is how it's going to be. So it is filled with whatever it is that you want to fill it with, okay? And that is how you would do. And now we are going to go ahead and glue this together. So I'm just trying to make sure that all my little pieces is about the way. Hey, Kia. Hello, Pat. So I'm just going to rub this down to make sure that this is good all the way around. So I don't want to have no extra pieces that are hanging over, because when you go to put it together and you do, those pieces will be sticky, and you don't need sticky pieces on the side. So I just go through and just trim off that extra. Okay, and then I'm just gonna rub this down really good. All the way around. Just want to rub it down really good to make sure that everything is smoothened and in place. And I know y'all are like, dang, she's been on here for a long time doing this, but it really doesn't take a long time. I just want to take my time to show you guys, so that way you don't miss a step of where you're supposed to be. So you just take that off. So you just gotta rub it down up in there. Like so. Just if you put the little paper, just make sure that you can keep that paper up out your way. So let me get this up here going. Oh, you are all right. You are all right. I know I told y'all 15 minutes, but the Zoom wasn't going right, so I had to use my phone. Y'all know how that goes. But y'all got to be prepared, because come next year, I will be posting Zoom links, and you have to join through the Zoom, okay? So make sure that's good. Make sure everything is sitting the way I want it to sit. And I'm just going to come, and I'm just going to line this up on the side. So, like I said, you get eye level with it, or you just do like how I'm going to do. And just keep your fingers crossed that everything is going to flow right. I just keep my hand up underneath of there. And I'm going to set the top part. I'm trying to keep everything inside. Now I'm just smashing it down. Smashing it down. Oh, I got a little paper that came sticking out. So we just gonna smash it down all the way around. And this is the reason why I say you want to make sure that you have all your pieces down, because when you go to use your scraper to make sure it's down up in there, you don't want to have any issues. You don't want that stuff to be coming back, sticking up on you. Now, you can do it with hot glue, but using hot glue, I'm going to be honest with you, it takes a while for that to hold down, and it can actually ruin your image if you get the glue on there, because I know everybody can't work right with that. So I just smashed it down like that. And then here we go. And you see, it's staying up on there. Okay? So that is how you do that. So it just depends. Like I said, this here is just a sample, so that way you guys can know how to put these together. I included a little small alcohol. You can put a little wine glass, and a little shot glass or whatever up in there. Make sure that you are designing with something on there. I incorporated a candle. You can put something on your candle as well. I gave a ring pop for something sweet. Like I said, the chocolate bars will also fit inside of here as well. And then in the back, I put a little heart ring dish. And then down here at the bottom is the puzzle. Okay, so that is how I put that together. And these are very easy to make. You can just sell this part here and then this here for people to be able to feel themselves. Just when you do it, make sure that you trim up the edges of these here, like I have did on this one. So that way, no one cuts themselves when they go to do it. And you just want to make sure that you have your double-sided tape that goes around here. Okay. If you are one of those people who do not have a printer to where you can be able to print it off yourself, I do offer print services to where I can be able to print your sheets off for you, and I will ship them to you. If you see some designs that I already have on my site that you would like to utilize, just go ahead and send me a message. Hey, I want to use this design over here. I don't have a design to upload. Can I utilize that design? I have no problem with me printing that design off. You will still be charged the same fee for what it costs for printing.